Hey, how you doing? Duff here. And yes, this is a rather large box you see in front of you. And this is an AnyCubic Chiron. I talked about this in my last video on the Duff 3D channel. I had ordered this about a month ago. I ordered it on eBay actually, from the AnyCubic store on eBay. It took about a month to get here, and I just picked it up yesterday. I have not opened it yet, but I'm excited. I really like my AnyCubic i3 Megas, and I'm hoping that I'm going to like the Chiron with its huge form factor even more. And you can just see how huge this box is. It's kind of insane. Very, very large. So, I'm not a big fan of conventional unboxings where they open the box and take it one piece and say, okay, this is that, blah, 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 blah. Kind of boring. So, I'm going to open it up and give you a summary of what we got. Alright, quick note. In the box is the manual for the Chiron, which if it's anything like the i3 Mega manual, it's one of the best manuals I've ever gotten with a 3D printer. But this is interesting. A little supplement for leveling, because this is one of the things that I've heard people talk about with the Chiron, that they've had issues with leveling it. So, wow. They go in depth here with how to do it, and it's updated, I guess, to address some of those problems people were having. This is a 6 or 7 page update on leveling. Very, very cool. I'll be going through this thoroughly. Just to give you a quick appreciation of the size that we're looking at here. That is a big gantry, man. Big. Super big. The packing so far seems to be on par with what I've come to expect with AnyCubic. All very well done. So let's see if I can lift this gantry. Okay. Easy. Set that down here. Alright. Now the big massive base. Woo. Huge. And the complimentary roll with PLA. It's not a 1 kilogram roll. Usually with my other AnyCubics it's been a 1 kilogram roll. This feels like about maybe a half kilogram. But that's fine. Alright, you can see that it seems like they've taken some care in packaging. You actually have zip ties around here, zip tie here, to make sure that the bed does not move during shipping. Again, I don't know if this is an improvement over the original pre-production models, but it seems like they've taken a lot of precautions to keep the components stationary. Yeah, so let's get some packing material removed. Let's get it removed. On this handout here has the recommended bed temperatures for the various substances like PLA, TPU, PETG, ABS, blah blah blah. As always, they remind you that you can actually use this paper for leveling. And usually when I do level my AnyCubic machines, I do use the paper that they include. It's nice and slippery on the top, and it's a good thickness, so I find that it actually does work pretty well for leveling. Out of the way. I'm going to have a big mess to clean up when I'm done here. Alright, so let me just quickly review what's in the bag here. It's all the standard stuff. High quality scraper. I love this scraper. This is my third one now. I love this. This is like the best scraper I have for getting stuff off of the finder. You know, with the AnyCubic, with the Ultra Base, you don't really have to ever use a scraper, but for the substances and the printers that have a scrapable surface, that's my favorite. That is my favorite scraper. Okay, some T-joints. And let's see, normal stuff in here, you know, spool holder, the screws, dikes, tools, normal stuff, all normal stuff. SD card, nothing that exciting. Oh, these are probably just extra. Huh, okay. Oh, this is interesting, okay. The auto level device is in the bag. I didn't notice that. I don't know if that's an additional one or if I have to install that as part of the setup. And once again, they include a complete replacement hot end, and I think that's awesome. It's one of the other great things that AnyCubic does. All right, so I'm gonna actually look at the instructions for a second because I want to make sure I don't do anything stupid. Like for example, I'm looking at the control panel here, and to me that certainly looks like it's on backwards. But maybe part of this thing right here. Maybe part of the installation is flipping that around. I don't know. We'll find out. Did I mention this thing is big? Let's look at this thing. It's huge. Right there's the SD card slot, USB cable, plugs, and the power switch. And I guess we should look and see if we have a 220 flip on there. Make sure we don't pump the wrong voltage into it. Oh, right here it is. Okay. Yep, it's set for 230. Need to flip that to 115. Okay, looking in the manual, I just found my answer regarding the display. The very first step it talks about is removing these screws here and rotating the display from this position out here. So let's do that. All right, actually I went one page too far. First thing you have to do is install the gantry. So we're going to do that first. And I assume it goes like this. Here it goes. So we install that with using these screws that were supplied to us. They are M525 screws with spring washers on them. And you're installing 2 on either side. So let's do that. Just started that one by hand. I can tell you having like a T-handle driver like this will make this easier. If I was doing this with one of the Allen wrenches that they include, it would take much longer. Alright, so I got those 2 started. Just going to hop to the other side and get those on. Okay, got those 4 screws in. Next, I believe we're supposed to put these T-brackets on, which T-brackets, they also use T-nuts just to give you additional stability on the Z-axis. So, let me get those on next. I always find these things sort of annoying. Get lined up. Alright. Basically just get the bar in the slot. The 2 top ones are vertical, the 2 bottom ones are horizontal. Get them in the slot, push them in, and then tighten them up. These are nice metal, heavy brackets. Again, feels like so far, everything looks and feels very high quality. But the proof is in the print. Alright, that side's on, now we'll do the other one. Okay, so now I got the T-bar, or the T support in over here. I'm now working on flipping the display around. I didn't realize that these are actually T-nuts that we're using. So it's going from here down to here. That's where you move it to. I thought these were just screwed in. I did not realize it was more T-nuts. My least favorite fastener. There. And you're basically supposed to just slide it in here. Tighten it up. Nice thing about this nut driver is it's also magnetic, so it helps you get things started and pick up stuff that you drop. Very handy, I found, when working on 3D printers. Okay, so I have those T-nuts in, have that in place. So now we are at the point where we are installing the wire harness on the side here. They're color coded, just like they are on, oh boy, just like they are on the i3 Mega. We have a red one and a blue one. Let's see if I can find, oh, here they are. Okay. They're right here on the side. So we're going to plug those in, They're color coded and they're keyed. So if you can't get them in correctly, you probably shouldn't be working on 3D printing as a hobby. Blue and red inserted. Alright, so now once you need to start connecting the various motors. You can see this a little bit better. Unfortunately, the lighting on this side is not so great. Got to start connecting these wires. Now it seems like they're all in the... I'm kind of surprised that they don't have like little tags on them saying exactly what they are, but I guess size-wise they can only go one spot, and they're routed right in the area that you would be connecting them. So this is one of the Z motors, and then over here this is the Z limit stop. So we want to plug that in. So again, they're keyed. I don't even know if you can see this at all, but and I need to put this down. And you have the same thing over here. You have the Z motor and also the Z limit stop on the other side, so you need to do this twice. Alright, the next thing we talked about installing actually is the filament holder. So I need to do some reading just to make sure I install this correctly. Alright, there's a bag that has these two little screws in them. I guess these are M35s maybe? To be honest with you, it didn't seem very obvious to me how this goes together. And I still may not be doing it correctly. So basically, there's two pieces to the holder. This little stubby piece, and this is the arm with T-nuts, and I believe that goes into the rail down here. And it's supposed to be roughly 140 millimeters from the back. So the tie wrap here, I'm not quite sure if that's supposed to stay or go. I think it would be good to keep it out of the way, but maybe not. Alright, so I have those in, I have that in, and then this should go here somewhere. I guess I should measure 140 millimeters. Alright, you're supposed to actually measure it from the back corner here, so let's see, 140 millimeters. Well, obviously it doesn't have to be exact, but 140 is right where this tie wrap is. I'm thinking that tie wrap has to go. Like a command decision. I can always put another one there, but it's right at the 140 millimeter mark. We're going to do that. We're going to put lovely T-nuts in. Still about 140 millimeters. Closest. Yeah, it looks pretty good. And the object is to get filament to okay. It's an interesting approach, but it looks like it would be effective. Feels nice and sturdy like everything else. Alright, so according to the instructions, you're at the point where you're supposed to be plugging it in and loading filament and all that kind of stuff. But I need to find a way to tighten this belt. This the belt here for the Y-axis, it had a zip tie around it, and I removed it, but now there's too much slop in there, so I need to get some tension on that, and I also need to make sure that all the nuts, the concentric nuts and stuff are tight, because that's one of the things that I've seen people complain about is stuff was not tight as it should be out of the box. So I'm going to go through and check all those things right now. Alright, so as far as I can determine, the way that you have to tighten these is by loosening this block here, I guess, and just pulling the slack out. Yeah, because I can't believe that it's supposed to be, you know, that loose. That's really loose. So I'm going to try to tighten it up. And just lifting up, keeping constant tension on it. Trying to tighten these back down. Trying to maintain tension the entire time. Better. I think I need to do. And I need to do this other one as well. Okay, that definitely feels better. Alright, at this point it says I'm supposed to be, loading filament and getting it ready to do the level test. Where evidently you just plug in that level sensor when you're, I guess just while you're leveling. That's kind of what it seems like. But I think I already anticipated an issue that my workspace that I have, if you notice my A5 is now gone. I gave it to my buddy at work. But I do not think that this is going to be nearly deep enough for the Chiron. And I've already anticipated that what I'm going to probably have to do is like buy a piece of plywood, screw it to my workbench to extend it out to fit the Chiron. So let me just verify that my suspicions are true. Leveling guys. Put all this stuff away for now. As horrible as I thought it could be. Looks like I probably need to come out. Probably 6 inches. Yeah, 6-inch extension. So that means I would need a piece of wood, roughly. Yeah, like a 24-inch piece of wood. Yeah, like 24 by 20 would probably do it. Actually 24 by 18. If it was 18 wide so the feet could sit on it, 24 long, that would fit my needs. I wonder if I have any. They'll fit there okay though. Man, this is big. I mean, look at it next to the CR10. Makes the CR10 look like a baby. It's crazy. I'm gonna scoot the CR10 over a little bit, but okay, let's see if we can get to the next step in the manual. Hey, look what I found, a piece of plywood. This is actually what I just had on the floor over here underneath my Mini Pros and the skateboard, for the stands to sit on something level, but I can probably use this as my additional support for the Chiron. I think that actually might work. I just need to cut it. Okay, the Chiron is sitting on its plywood extension. Time will tell how this works, but hopefully it's sturdy enough. If not, I can always get a thicker piece of plywood, I guess. But we're going to give this a shot and see how it goes. So I'm going to plug it in and load some filament. Okay, keeping in mind that I have switched the voltage switch on the power supply to 115. It comes with it set at 230, so we're going to hit the power switch and see what happens. Alright, so I've never loaded filament on this before, but right here is the filament detection sensor. This extruder is a little different than what I'm used to seeing. I have great white right here, unfortunately. Can't really see what I'm doing. Alright, so far I can tell you that loading this is more of a pain than it is on the i3 Mega. Physical location, you have a filament sensor here. It's not movable like it is on the, well, it is somewhat movable, but like on the i3 Mega, there's a magnetic fitting. You can just like pull it totally out of the way and get to the extruder. With this, you have this sitting right here in your face. It's making it tough for me to line it up to get it to the Bowden tube. I can't really see what I'm doing, and trying to do it by feel is not much fun. Okay, it's feeding in. I can't say that there was a magic sauce to do it. I just kind of kept tweaking and adjusting along the way until I got it to actually slide through this mechanism and into the Bowden tube. So it's loading right now. Okay, I successfully have some black filament loaded. So at this point, I'm going to get out of the original manual and get to the auto leveling supplement guide and follow that instead. So it's interesting, in the leveling supplement they actually recommend doing a manual level and trying that first as opposed to the assisted leveling or the automatic leveling, and see how that does. So let me try that. Okay, the pattern here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just conventional leveling, just on a much bigger scale. So I'm going to go through here a couple times and we'll see how it is. Alright, after completing my manual level, I'm now doing the level test G-code file that comes on the SD card. And we'll see what happens. Interesting. Isn't too bad. Makes some weird noises as the x-axis goes back and forth. Sounds like it's mostly from the cable chain. Just kind of makes some sounds. But it seems to be not printing too bad. I'll let you know when we're done. Alright, so this print will probably take a little while. Just going to let it run. And I think it's a good spot to stop the video. We got the printer up and running. And from here on out, I will be doing some more extensive testing, be able to give you some more opinions as time goes on. But yeah, out of the box, I did get it working. And really, didn't really have any huge problems. Loading the filament was a little bit of a technique issue. Trying to think what else. Really, that was the only snag I ran into, except having to tighten the belt for the y-axis as well. But other than that, seems very good. Seems up to AnyCubic standards, so time will tell. So if you found this video helpful, interesting, entertaining, please give it a big thumbs up. If this is your first time in the channel, please consider subscribing, and until next time, Duckman out. Oh, don't forget to put your questions, comments, ideas, and suggestions below. See you later.